Welcome to the DigiNinja course. My name is Vishal Reddy, and I will be giving you a brief instructional on how to do the GitHub information setup. Basically, first what you have to do is go to github.com. You can do that by clicking this link, and it should open a new page, which you'll have to select a username, put in your email, and a password. So my username will probably be something similar to my email for convenience. I'll post the email address and a password. And then I'll click the sign up right here. Oh, okay. Oops. So I can't contain dots, so I will change it to dashes. Okay. And here I'll create the account. Okay, so I just need to get the free one. I don't need to pay. And that goes for all the students as well. So everything that we do is going to be public. We're not keeping any private code, and so we'll stick with this. And I will not check the organization box here. Okay. You can answer this to the best of your knowledge, and I'll just click something that might be common to all of you. So you might be totally new to programming, and this should be optional. I don't think it's actually needed. You can actually skip this if you want to. And that's it. You should have a GitHub username at this point. And let us take a look at the next link after you've created an account. This is an account. I can go to my profile right here. If I click right here and go to my profile, you can create your own repositories and stuff like that. A repository is basically, you might as well think of it like a code project. You can create a repository here if you'd like, but we're not going to do that for this video. We'll actually just go back to the Canvas link and go to the link below. The link below will take us to the Trinity EDU repo. And probably before I do this, I should probably go check my email because it looks like I just got an email. It's probably from GitHub, and it is. It's requiring me to verify my email address, and I'll go ahead and do that. So my email address is verified. That'll prevent GitHub from complaining about that. Go back to my inbox here. Let's come back to the information page and go back to the DigiNinja. This opened after clicking this link right here. This is the link to the GitHub page for the project, the DigiNinja repository. So in the DigiNinja repository, so this is basically the name of our organization, Trinity EDU, and this is the name of our repository, DigiNinja. Repository is basically a collection of files and folders which GitHub will keep track of in versioning the code and versioning the project itself. This project will primarily contain assets, that is, files that are beneficial to students. It's not necessarily a website project. It's just a collection of files in an organized structure that will assist students. The structure goes as following. Each folder represents the various weeks that you should be part of, and that should correspond to the modules here. These are being reorganized as we speak, so I expect there to be some level of changes, but The week 1 here would correspond to the week-1 folder here. Likewise, the week 2 here in Canvas would correspond to, oops, the week 2 right here. By default, whatever folder we're in, GitHub displays the readme.md file. MD is Markdown. It's just it's a marking language to help you write quick notes like I've written here. If I click on week 1, for example, if I click on the folder, this is the folder icon. If I click on the folder for week 1, it'll actually just automatically open the README below. As you can see, there's nothing here currently, but later on, if you have questions and they're common questions, I may put in those frequently answered questions there. In the future, week 4 will also contain some asset files. Depending on the time that you're watching this video, it may or may not contain it. At the moment, it does not contain it. So the other, we'll actually walk through these notes really quickly. So this is a repository to interact with this particular course, DigiNinja, and we'll only interact with weeks 1, 2, and 4 because week 3 is related to design, and that information is not needed to interact with GitHub. And so looking at the workflow, so if you have a question, and this is the workflow that we will stick with at the moment. You can first check the week's README file, right? If I am working in week 1 and I have a question about week 1, then I will go to the week 1 folder, and the README will display. Well, I don't have any questions and answers at the moment, but at your time, maybe you might. And you can look for your question. You can look for an example question there and an example answer for that question. And maybe that's all you need to do. If that's the case, you're done. And you don't need to proceed any further if you find your question and your answer in the FAQ. But if you don't find it, and at the moment, because there are no FAQs, you probably won't, you can open a GitHub issue. And this is the procedure. I'll explain how to open a GitHub issue in a bit, but before that, this will be the procedure. If you open a GitHub issue, the mentor or someone like myself would look at the question. I may choose to interact with that question. I may ask you some details to clarify what your question is. If it's a one-off question, that means like it's probably not a common question, but it might be really specific to your environment. I might simply answer it directly in the issue, and then I will close the issue. But if the answer is common, it's something that would likely need that would be a question that people would ask over and over again, I might add it to the week 1 FAQ README file, so that you'd basically be able to look it up there. And so this would be how you would open an issue. So I'm logged in as a student, so I'm basically I can basically ask a question. So this is how I would ask a question, and I'm basically going to do what's listed here. So I'll first go to Issues. This is the Issues tab. Don't worry about these other tabs at the moment. The only tabs that you're concerned about is the Code tab and the Issues tab. The Code tab is by default on and will help you navigate the code in this repository, which is basically sample assets. And don't worry about the rest of these things either. But I would go to Issues, and if there are any issues that are open, you can look through them. If you're interested in closed issues, you can do that too. Everything is public, so anything that somebody creates, it's public. It's readily usable. You can click on closed and click on open, or you can use this search filtration system. I wouldn't worry about this for now. I accidentally showed you that, but try to rely on these tabs as much as possible. You can filter by author, labels, project, etc. Those are different things you can filter by. And most of these filters are irrelevant to you. You're probably mostly just concerned about open and closed, right? And in order to ask a question that's not available on the FAQ, all I need to do is click on this New Issues button. I have a question, or how do I do this? And so this will be the title of the question, right? And you can put details about it. So I have something set up. I have code like this, and I'm going to put a little bit of code block here. So I'm going to insert code just by clicking that. This is some code. And I can simply preview all of this by clicking the preview tag here, and you can see this formatted code like that. And this will be the details of the question, right? I am having a problem with something. And you could submit this new issue as such. Okay. So once this is a student who opened this issue. So now I'm opening up a new browser and acting like a teacher. So I now see this issues. I would have got a notification as a teacher, but I'm not going to show you that. So now, as a teacher, I'm now the teacher. I'm no longer the student, and I'm no longer logged in as a student, but in this browser, I'm logged in as a teacher. I can click on the issue, and I see that the student has a problem. Well, I can say, can you give me more details, please? So I, the mentor, have asked the student for more details. I've simply done that. I simply referenced him by using the @ sign and then started typing in the name and enter. And so that will give me a link to the user that actually is clickable. But basically, I've asked for more details. Okay. So the question is, you could probably wait all day, or you can just look in your inbox for your email. GitHub should be sending you emails. See, this is the email for the issue for the question that was created. So again, just to reduce the confusion's sake, this is the student email account, and I'm now logged in as a student in this browser. So I click on the email. Okay. Notice it gave me the comment that the teacher sent. And all I need to do at this point, I can navigate to GitHub, or I can simply click view it on GitHub. This is a link. So he's asking for more details. Well, I can respond to the teacher. Here are some more details. Okay, so now I've sent one to the teacher. The teacher would have received an email notification, which I'm not going to show you. But now I'm logged in as a teacher again. See, I see here are some more details. So again, I'm logged in as a teacher. no longer the student. Here are some more details. Thank you. I have the solution to your problem. Here it is. Okay, so this is a one-off question. It's very specific to the student's details. I'm not going to add it to the FAQ. So I'm simply going to close the issue and with this final comment, and this is the solution. So as the mentor, I've fulfilled my responsibility and I've answered the question. The issue is now closed after I've clicked the comment and closed button. From the student's view, coming back to the student's view, you can see that the teacher has closed the issue and with the final comments, and of course the student would have received an email notification. Notice there's my comment first, the teacher's comment. Thank you, I've prepared a solution to your problem. Here it is, and the fact that it's been closed. You can still go back to it by clicking on the links. You can still see the thread. You can also share the thread. So this is a link to the issue, right? Each issue has an ID. Don't worry about this so much, but basically you can share this link to somebody. You can maybe send it by email or Skype if somebody is also interested, or you can mention them. So I can even though this issue is closed, I can do this when it's closed or open, it doesn't matter. I can click the @ sign and I can add Thomas, CCing Thomas, so that Thomas will also get a notification for this. So he will get a notification to this thread. And that's basically how you can ask questions ad hoc. If this question was deemed valuable, as a teacher, I might add it to the FAQ. So any questions that you have for this project, go to the issues and create a new issue. If you want to, look at the closed ones, but I wouldn't say do that. I would just say first look at the repository, and repository being here, the code, FAQ. If it's answered here, fine. If not, go to issues and create the question as a new issue. That will be all. Thank you very much.